Krishna, how are you? Good to see you. Hare Krishna. I request everyone to sit down, be settled, and please participate in chanting the holy names of the Lord. It's very important to chant. When we come together, it's so important to be able to be attentive to Krishna's names. So my request is, we are going to start chanting, and we are here for the program, which means everyone should be very absorbed in remembering Krishna. That's the difference between a social program and a spiritual program. A social program is where your mind becomes disturbed eventually because everything is social. And what happens is you are smiling at each other, but there will always be moments of anxiety. Shastras say there will be moments of envy, there'll be moments of hankering. That's what happens when your programs are social. But when your programs are spiritual, then the dimension is, the focus is not on any one of you. The focus is on Krishna. That is the key. And all our hearts and all our minds and our hearing especially should be at Krishna's lotus feet. So we request you all to please hear the chanting. Thank you, Prabhu. And to please participate in the chanting also. Thank you so much to Deep Prabhu, Mona Mataji, and family. You're always such well wishers, and you gather so many devotees over. I know a wedding is well in tow, and it's a very auspicious time for us to remember Krishna. That's the best thing for us to do. So we chant Krishna's names. Jai Shri Vrindavan Bhumi Dham Ki. Shri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam Krishnam Vina Kagati Krishnena Pratihanyate Kalimalam Krishnaya Karyam Namaha Krishna trasyati khala bhima bhujago Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne rakhandita bhavatu me O Krishna tvam me va ashrayah Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your turn. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Govinda, Govinda Govinda, Gopal Gopal, Gopal Gopal, Govinda Govinda, Govinda Govinda, Gopal Gopal, Gopal Gopal, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Hari Bol, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopal Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki. So we just sang about 15-20 minutes of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Shrunavanti Gayanti Grananti Abhikshnashaha Smaranti Nandanti Tavahitam Janaha Ta eva Pashyanti Achirena Tavakam Bhava Pravaho Paramam Padambujam. This shloka is from Srimad Bhagavatam and it is spoken by Kunti Devi. You all know Kunti is the mother of the Kauravas. And in this shloka, she's singing to the Lord. She's actually chanting her prayer to Krishna. Krishna is just about to leave Hastinapur because the war is over. He has done his part and he feels now that the Pandavas have been placed in their place and now all that he has to do is return to Dwarka. As he's going, all the Pandavas are coming out because they are feeling separation from Krishna. And Kunti Mata feels greatest separation from Krishna because she's remembering how in the early days when they were all in exile, if you remember, when they were all moving around for so many years, there were so many obstacles and situations they had to face. You remember from the very time Mother Kunti brought her children back to Indraprastha and then later Hastinapur, the Kauravas were very envious. Duryodhana tried so many times to get rid of the Pandavas. If you remember, he tried to poison a cake and he fed it to the Pandavas. He also one time got Bhima into a state of intoxication and tried to drown him in the river. In that way, they tried so many times to give trouble to the Pandavas. But Kunti Mata is remembering every time there was trouble for us, Krishna, you were so kind, you protected us. Sometimes you were not visible before us, but we could sense your protection. This is why Krishna is so dear to his devotees. Actually, we have no idea about the mercy of Krishna. We hear about his mercy. We think about his mercy. But we have no contemplation of the depth of this mercy. Shastras tell us that Krishna is so merciful that he is known as Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. He is equal and impartial to everyone. How many people in this world really worship Krishna? Not many actually. And those who worship Krishna also, there are so many categories of worshippers. Some of them worship Krishna like he's a devata. Some of them worship Krishna like he's a historical figure. Some of them worship Krishna, but they don't follow the things that Krishna is telling them to do. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that you should offer me a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water. In that way, I become very peaceful and very satisfied. In the Shastras, it is very clear, for example, that Krishna does not like and will not tolerate the killing of animals. And yet so many people who worship Krishna, they eat meat. They kill the animals, they eat meat. They take eggs, they take fish, they take meat. But these are all forbidden in your worship of Krishna. In fact, it is stated in Shastra, if you even have a murti of Krishna in the house, there should be no semblance of meat in the house. There should be no semblance of eggs in the house. In fact, if you're really strict as a devotional practitioner, you don't even take onion or garlic. There is no onion or garlic even. Because an onion and garlic is actually in the mode of tamas and rajas. If you take it, it agitates your mind. Those who are very serious about spiritual life, they don't take onion and garlic. Some people think, how is it that people can survive without onion and garlic? But it is entirely possible. My children were raised from birth without onion garlic, and still they have survived for so many years. All these boys, they don't take onion garlic. But we get the best cakes without eggs. We have the best vegetables. We have the best dishes, because everything is offered to Krishna. If you offer any prasad with onion and garlic to Krishna, Shastras say Krishna doesn't accept it. You eat it, but he doesn't accept it. So we don't have understanding of this because we don't read the Shastras. And because we don't read the Shastras, we don't realize that even despite all these inabilities amongst us, still Krishna is very merciful. Still he gives us darshan. Kamsa and all the demons, they were remembering Krishna day and night. Kamsa was remembering Krishna so much that every time he took 8 steps, he would remember the 8th child of Devaki. That's how conscious he was of Krishna. But despite that, Kamsa did not become a devotee. So you may have Krishna in your vicinity, but it doesn't mean you become a devotee. But even then, Krishna is not the kind of person who's a dictator. If you believe in me, you will live. If you don't believe in me, you will die. He's not like that. Otherwise, how is it that people who don't even believe or worship Krishna, they are getting oxygen, they are getting water, they are doing very well by their standards. In fact, they may have so much wealth, they don't even have enough time in this life to finish their wealth. Krishna gives everyone everything except himself. Except himself. If you want Krishna, that means you want bhakti. Material possessions, Krishna is very happy to give you because he will take it back. It is on borrowed loan actually. Can anyone take anything with them at the point of death? Nobody. I'd like to see a person who can. Nobody can do that. So whatever you are getting is actually on borrowed time. It is on loan. It may appear like it is your own endeavor, but if it really was only the result of your endeavor, you will take it with you after you die. You bring it to your next life. Every life that we are born, all our past degrees don't come with us in the next life, isn't it? Your MBAs, nothing comes with you when you're born. You're not even born with any clothes. And you will leave with nothing also. Your sharir will mean nothing at the point of death. Nothing. You know, I was in Rajkot, which is very close to Dwarka in Gujarat. And I was attending a funeral. And you know, there it is much different from here. Here, when someone dies, you put them in the cremation. Singapore, it's very sanitized. Everything is not before you. But in India, it's not like that. What happened was we went to the funeral pyre and there were 6 slabs. On each slab, there was a corpse and it was burning. There were wood and everything. So we were doing kirtan because the person who died was a devotee. Now, next to me, there was another slab and there was a body burning. Halfway through the burning, what happened was one of the leg just below the knee dropped off. Just dropped off. And I saw it. And for a while, I was chanting. But then I realized, during life, we are so dignified, isn't it? We dress very well, we walk very well, we're very sophisticated. But at the point of death, our body is just falling apart. And the best part is, the man who was taking care of the place, he came up there, he took a large scissors-like structure, picked up the leg, couldn't know where to put it, decided to put it somewhere near the head, and the body continued burning. And I thought, this is really instructive of our life. We look so sophisticated when we are alive. But at the point of death, all the sophistication is taken away by Krishna. It is a rude awakening, but very often it is a late awakening. Don't wait until the moment of your death to remember Krishna. And please don't be attached to what you have, because that which you have is not yours in the first place. This is the most basic thing that Krishna gives, and that is his mercy. Remember, I started off by saying we have no idea what mercy is. That is Krishna's mercy. When he gives you this knowledge that cuts through the illusion that we all have, that this life is cozy and cushy. It is, until the time comes when it is difficult. Then it is not. Don't come to Krishna when times are difficult. Come to Krishna when everything is good. Then you are unconditional in your love for him. 90% of the time, we are firefighters. When everything is bad, suddenly we become devotees of Krishna overnight. When things are good, we cruise. Krishna, nice to see you. Hari bol. That's it. That should not be the way. So devotional service is not a ritual. Neither is our Diwali a ritual. There is a difference between ritual and spiritual. Spirit is the word that comes before ritual. If you add spirit to what you do, everything that looks like a ritual becomes spiritual. Otherwise, this gathering becomes strictly social. After we have the class, after we have kirtan, we'll all talk to each other like we do in all social functions. But how many of us will go back thinking of the value of human life and what should we do about it? That is the real test of Krishna consciousness. It's not when you're in the program that matters. It's what happens when you do what you do after the program that matters. It's just like Krishna saying this very important thing. Some people give a lot to Krishna. They give some money. Maybe they give $10,000. To everybody, that's a great amount. But they don't know this fellow has $5 million in the bank. What is 10,000 to him? That's why there is a saying that goes, Krishna doesn't see what you're giving. Krishna takes note of what you are keeping behind. Because that's the part nobody sees, you see, except Krishna. You see the point? So Krishna knows exactly what to do. And he knows exactly who is who. And he will know who to give bhakti to. Because we cannot cheat Krishna. And he knows everything. One time in Dwarka, which is a beautiful dham. Anybody been to Dwarka here? Yeah? Jai, very nice. So if you've been to Dwarka dham, you see there's a very famous Dwarkadish temple. The Dwarkadish temple, there's a beautiful deity of Dwarkadish, right? So one time Dwarkadish was there as a deity. And there was a sweeper. And the sweeper every day would sweep, sweep, sweep. And every day he would pray to the Lord. And he would tell the Lord, Lord, you're so kind. Everybody comes and asks you for something. And you are just standing there and you're giving them blessings. Don't you sometimes feel that once in a while you'd like to get off from your duties and take a walk, because you're always standing there. So he said, Lord, if you want, I'm sweeping every day. I can take over your position for a while and you go for a walk. He was so simple, in his heart. He's just a sweeper. So to his surprise, as he was sweeping in the night, before he closed the doors to the temple, Dwarkadish spoke to him and said, my dear sweeper, I'm very happy that you thought about me. Everybody comes here and prays for something from me, but nobody thinks about what I want. Nobody thinks about what would please me. So I'll do one thing. I'll take a break tomorrow morning. You become Dwarkadish. Okay? By my potency, I'm going to make you Dwarkadish. You stand like that, just like Murti. Then he said, but Lord, I'm not like you. I don't know what to do. When someone prays, what should I do? Dwarkadish said, you'd only have to do one thing. Keep your mouth shut, smile, and don't do anything. Even though I'm not there, I'm still giving blessings to everyone. You don't worry about that. Okay? But you have to follow my instruction. And he said, all right, I will do that. So Dwarkadish, the sweeper, got ready in the morning. And he got ready. Now, as he got ready, first person came into Dwarkadish temple. He was a very rich man. Very rich man. And that day he came with some money. And he put the money there. And he said, Dwarkadish, this is for you. And I want blessings from you. Actually, this man was a crook number one. And all the money was through illegal means. So what he did was, how you wash money, isn't it? You all have heard of washing money. White to black, black to white. So he thought, whatever that I take black, if I put it in front of Krishna, it becomes white. So that way I'll get all the punya. People still do that, by the way. At the time when India was when all the 1,000 rupees and all was being wiped out, who were the beneficiaries? all the temples. Suddenly in Rajkot, I got a call. In Dwarka, I got a call. Prabhu, there's no end. The undil is too full. People were just putting money there because they thought, I can't do anything. Let me pray to Krishna. You see? So this rich man was like that. He thought, that's it. I can just do this. So he put the money there. He prayed. He went. So this sweeper doesn't know anything whether he's good or bad. So sweeper thought, what a nice man he is. So nice. Dwarkadish should be happy. Then what happened was, a very poor man came inside. And he said, Dwarkadish, I'm praying today. I have nothing left, but I've always prayed to you. My daughter needs to be engaged. Little bit of money for some jewelry would be very helpful. Normally, I don't ask you for anything material. He put his head down, he bowed, he got up, and he saw the money right there. And he thought, Dwarkadish, you're so kind. I just asked, and the money is there. Now the sweeper thought of telling him, wait, this is the money from the other man. It's not meant for you. It's meant for Dwarkadish. But he remembered Dwarkadish instruction. Keep quiet, shut your mouth, don't say anything. So he just kept quiet, but he felt this is not right. At some point, Dwarkadish must intervene here. When the poor man took the money and left. Now the rich man came in. And when he came in, he wanted to give more money. But then when he saw that money was gone and no priest was there, he thought somebody had stolen the money. So he looked around. At that point of time, a sailor comes inside. Now Dwarka is a sea fort, you know that, right? And many ships will sail in and out of Dwarka. So sailor was going for a long trip. Sailor came in and he prayed to Dwarkadish, Dwarkadish, please give me a good trip that I may sail safely and come back. He bowed before Dwarkadish. The rich man was there. The rich man looked at him, saw no one in the temple and said, you are the one who stole the money. And then he pulled his servants together. Servants called the police. And this sailor was completely flabbergasted. I have not taken any money. I don't have any money on me. Oh, you put it somewhere. You have hid it. Take him now to the police station. So because the rich man was very influential, the sailor was jailed. And he was sitting in the jail thinking, my livelihood depends on me sailing. Why did Dwarkadish stop me from sailing? I did not steal anything. Before the Lord, does he not know that I did not steal anything? And at that point of time, right at that point, when he was in jail, Dwarkadish decided, the sweeper Dwarkadish, as the man was going out, Dwarkadish decided, I must say something. Because if I don't say something, the poor sailor is going to be in jail. The rich man will not know the poor man took the money. And the poor man should be punished. So Dwarkadish spoke out. The sweeper spoke out and said, no, this is not right. The sailor should not be jailed. You jail the poor man and let the sailor go. And so, so all three of them, the poor man, the sailor, and the rich man, they bowed before Dwarkadish and said, today Dwarkadish is speaking. How fortunate we are. All right, very good. In the evening, the real Dwarkadish comes back and says, so my dear sweeper, how was your day? Did you follow my instruction? He said, I followed it up to the point when I saw that there was injustice. Then I knew, my Lord, you would have done something, so I did it. So Dwarkadish looked at him and said, what a foolish man you are. You're a sweeper. I told you just to stand there and not do anything. But the sweeper said, how can I not do anything, my Lord, when the sailor is wrongly put in jail and the person who took the money is running away? And Dwarkadish said, you don't understand. The main point is this. This rich man is a crook number one. That money that he's giving is not money that he has procured by good ways. Now to relieve him of his sin, I'm giving that money to the poor man who's really a devotee. And because he's going to use it properly, this rich gentleman will be forgiven. And this is how I'm purifying him. But you are a fool. And you did not realize that the rich man should be punished and the poor man should be rewarded. Then he asked another question, the sweeper. Okay, fine, I agree that I made a mistake there. What about the sailor? Sailor should be sailing, isn't it? And Dwarkadish said, you do not understand. If the sailor went on the boat now, this boat is going to encounter a huge storm and it will sink and the sailor will die. By being in the jail, the sailor may have lost his job for the day, but he will keep his life. So then this sweeper realized that Krishna knows everything. There is nothing amongst all of us that is not known by him. Everything embarrassing that we ever have done, Krishna knows. Everything good we have done, Krishna knows. Everything that we should not have done, But we did. Krishna knows. And yet, despite being so merciful, he continues to give us his darshan. If I and you knew what each of us have done, after a while we'll just say, okay, Haribol, that's it. I've had enough. Thank you very much, Prabhu, Mataji, we are done. Krishna knows all our nonsense. Because the problem with satsangs is, my Guru Maharaj used to say, Devaki, in satsang, everybody is an angel. After satsang only you will know who is devotee. Isn't it? So before Krishna, we all look very nice. But after this, who we are, Krishna knows. And that is why Krishna is Antaryami. He is in the heart of everyone. And you cannot cheat him. And yet he is merciful. He has never forsaken us. But we have for years and years and lives, we have never given him as much time as he has given us. That is unconditional love. Please remember that. And in this year, in this month of Kartik Mas, this unconditional love is personified by Mother Yashoda and Krishna. Mother Yashoda woke up in the morning of Diwali, and when she woke up, she dressed herself very beautifully. But immediately she went to the kitchen and she took this pot and she started grinding. And she started grinding butter. She was making butter for Krishna. And it is not very easy to make butter. It requires a lot of endeavor. But she was perspiring. Her sari, which looked very good, was already wet with perspiration. Her hair, which was nicely set, was no longer so set before. But it didn't matter to her. She was peacefully and lovingly remembering Krishna. That's why I chanted Kunti Mata's verse in the beginning. Kunti Mata is remembering Krishna. Shravanti Gayanti Grananti Abhikshnashaha. Shravanti means those who hear about you. Shravanti Gayanti, those who repeat. Gayanti means to repeat what you hear. Shravanti Gayanti Grananti, they accept what they hear and they repeat. That's very important. It's one thing to just sing along. It's another thing to accept it in your heart, isn't it? That is different. Shrunavanti Gayanti Grananti Abhikshnashaha. Smaranti, those who are hearing and repeating and accepting, Smaranti, they can remember you, Krishna. Smaranti. Then Nandanti. Nandanti means they take pleasure out of hearing about you. Or even if they don't know how to speak about Krishna, they take pleasure hearing about you from others. No envy. They're very happy if anybody speaks about Krishna. To such persons, Tavehitam Janaha. Such persons will never come back to this world again. They will be free from the cycle of birth and death, because once they have seen your lotus feet, they will be liberated forever. See the point? So that's what Mother Yashoda did. Mother Yashoda simply remembered Krishna, endeavored for Krishna, and she churned butter. It was the most ordinary, mundane activity in the world. She wasn't doing some yoga, pranayam, whatever. She was just churning butter for Krishna. So the next time you're in kitchen and you're cooking, don't think that you're cooking for the family. You should be cooking for Krishna. But you must be cooking what Krishna likes. It must be prasad. It must be no meat, no fish, no eggs. Then Krishna will accept it. Otherwise, the food that you eat has karma. And that karma becomes bandhana. It ties you to this world. But if you take prasad, which is offered to Krishna, because it's cooked by a devotee, then there is no karma. It frees you. She was thinking, this boy is very mischievous, but he's highly intelligent. He knows if he stayed here, he'll be in trouble, so he's run away. But today I must discipline him. I must take a stick with me, because when he sees me, he's not afraid of me. He sees the stick, he'll be afraid. Why must I discipline him? Because he's become a delinquent. He steals butter from everybody's house. And this stealing of butter, today he's stealing butter, tomorrow he'll become a thief. What is going to happen to Krishna? So Mother Yashoda did not see Krishna as God. Very important. If you see someone as God, then you see them as very high. But Mother Yashoda saw Krishna, the object of her love, as her son. But she didn't take advantage of that relationship. She had full love and respect for the son. And like a perfect mother, she wanted to correct her son. And so she said, let me take the stick and follow the footprints of Krishna to stop him from doing any more mischief. Mother Yashoda was also well aware that Krishna was stealing butter not only from his own house, which is more or less acceptable, but he would go to other people's house and he would steal butter. He knows about the thief. In material world, if you say someone is a thief, nobody laughs and smiles, isn't it? But you say Krishna is a butter thief, everybody is smiling because it is Krishna. But don't forget, Krishna would go to everybody's house to steal butter, not because he needed butter. Krishna doesn't need anything. He went to the house to steal butter because it pleased the residents of the houses. All the gopis made butter every day, and secretly in their heart, they were praying that Krishna would come and take butter. That was what they wanted. And so he fulfilled all their desires. Plus he fulfilled the desire of his mother. And don't forget, there is nothing for God to steal because everything belongs to him. The only thing that Krishna doesn't control is your free will. You all have free will. Krishna doesn't control that because he wants you, out of your free will, to render devotional service to him. Bhakti is dependent on your free will. You cannot put a gun on somebody's head and say, hey, say you love me, and mean it. That's not love. It needs to come from your heart. So everybody here, you have all come on your free will. I don't think Deep Prabhu put a gun to anybody's head and said, I'm not going to talk to you, you better come. He's not going to do that. You came because of love. That is bhakti. So anyone who does something for Krishna, that becomes real bhakti. So then Mother Yashoda went into the room and she saw a beautiful storeroom. That's where she kept all her storage and she kept all the butters that were put in pots. And she saw Krishna standing on the mota. You see the murti here? He was standing on the mota and he was breaking pot after pot. More breaking. And these pots were just flowing with butter. And he was not alone. He was with his very good friends from Vrindavan. And they were the monkeys. The monkeys from Vrindavan are they are not animals. They are normally very great sadhus who could not finish their spiritual journey, but they came back to Vrindavan by Krishna's mercy to associate with Krishna. But these 4 or 5 monkeys in the room were even more special. They were the Vanaras in Ram Leela. And at the time when they served Lord Ram became so happy with them that he asked them, for any boon that you want, ask of me. But instead of asking something material, they said, Lord Ram, when you come back again, you please allow us to come back to serve you. That is our mood. So you see, this is the qualification of a devotee. Unconditional love. It doesn't matter where you go, Lord. Wherever you go, I want to be able to serve you. That's all. So Lord Ram made a promise to the Vanaras. And that was Treta Yuga. But in Dwapara Yuga, millions of years later, he came as Krishna. And when he came, he did not forget his promise. And he allowed the monkeys in Vrindavan to come and serve, the monkeys in Ram Leela to come and serve him in Vrindavan. So Mother Yashoda just saw a mischievous boy serving the monkeys serving the mischievous boy. But Krishna knew that he was fulfilling the desire of his devotees. He was feeding them and they were feeding him. So this is a point we must take home. The point is, whatever promise Krishna makes to you, he never breaks it. We must be careful not to break our promise to Krishna. Sometimes we promise so many things. Krishna, if I get married, these are all the things I'm going to do. And then after marriage, Krishna, I'll do this a little bit. This one I have to modify. We have to be very careful. We've promised so many things at the height of our emotions, but we are very often not very careful to follow them through. But Krishna is. And Krishna did that. And now when the monkeys saw Mother Yashoda, they decided to run away. Because they didn't want to hang around. They knew the stick was there, she was there. That means trouble. So Mother Yashoda was left with Krishna. Krishna turned. He was sitting on the mota. When he turned and he saw Mother Yashoda, he thought, now I'm in trouble. Instead of standing there and admitting to her, I'm sorry, Mother, he thought, let me make a run for it. So he jumped off the mota and he ran. And Mother Yashoda ran after him. She thought, I can catch him. What's the problem? He's a small boy. But she didn't realize that thousands of rishis, munis and sadhus are running after Krishna. But no one can catch him. No one can catch him. The great demons are running after Krishna. Kamsa was running after Krishna through all the demons, trying to kill him in Vrindavan, right? He was running after him. But he could never catch Krishna. In fact, in the end, Krishna caught him and Krishna killed Kamsa. So if your motivation is conditional, if your motivation is materially motivated, If you come to Krishna with envy and greed and lust and anger, then you will never be able to catch Krishna. If you come to Krishna for material hankerings, you can't catch Krishna, but he will bestow on you everything. He will give you your bank balances, your cars, your upgrades, your houses, because they mean nothing in the end. But he will never give you himself. And because we are so foolish, we will walk away with these material things and say, Krishna, you're very kind. But we don't realize we just got cheated. You know why we got cheated? Because we are cheating ourselves. Nobody cheats us except ourselves. So Mother Yashoda ran after Krishna, not in the mood of the demons, the sadhus, the rishis. No, she ran after him in the mood of unconditional love for him. And when she couldn't catch him, because every time she was going to catch him, he was 1 meter away. She thought he caught his dhoti, he was half a meter away. And she was becoming tired. She was breathless. Her sari was disheveled. Her flowers had fallen. What a start to Diwali. And then she said, Krishna, please stop. I'm very tired. Let me catch you. And when Krishna heard that surrender of Mother Yashoda, surrender in Bhagavatam is known as Sharanam. When Mother Yashoda surrendered to Krishna, when she said, I am helpless before you, you please help me. That is the point when Krishna surrendered to Mother Yashoda. He didn't sit there and say, aha, see how powerful I am. No. He turned back and said, Mother, you can catch me now. And he got caught. So that shows you the way into Krishna's heart is surrender. Surrender of the mind, surrender of the body, surrender of the vak, your speech, and surrender of your time. All of you came here for Krishna. You are surrendering your time to him. How much he will bless you for this. This is very important. Then Mother Yashoda realized something terrible. Krishna was afraid of her. When she caught him and she turned him around, he began to cry. Because he saw the stick. And she thought, oh, this is very bad. I'm not here to actually make him cry. I just want him to keep still. So she put down the stick and she said, Krishna, I'm not going to make you cry. But he was crying. The kajal, that she had put for him, it was just flowing with the tears. And he was shaking and all the jewelry was actually shaking with him. And this is a great sight. Kunti Devi remembers this sight in Bhagavatam. She says, Vaktram niniya bhaya bhavanaya astitasya sa mam vimohayati tad bibeti. What does it mean? It means, Krishna, I am remembering the pastime of Yashoda Mata catching you. And I'm remembering Vaktram niniya. You were actually frightened of Mother Yashoda, and yet you are the Supreme Lord whom even fear personified. Bhaya bhavanaya. Even fear personified is fearful of you. And yet Mother Yashoda made you fearful? How can that be? How can it be? All the great powerful demons who were fearless, they had insomnia when they remembered Krishna. Couldn't sleep because they were so afraid of him. And yet Krishna was afraid of an uneducated, middle-aged, not materially qualified, middle-aged lady. Why? Because of her bhakti. Because of her bhakti. And so Mother Yashoda decided, Krishna, stand next to the mota. I'm going to tie you. Don't move. Okay? And I'm going to get some rope. And so Krishna very obediently stood still. And Mother Yashoda got the rope. She brought it around him, but she realized it was 2 inches short. She brought more rope. It was still 2 inches short. She got all the rope available in the house and then called her neighbors, who came very excitedly, and they watched the scene. With all the ropes at her disposal, Mother Yashoda couldn't bind Krishna. And at that point of time, she surrendered to him again. Sharanam. She said, Krishna, I just need to tie you up. Can I just be allowed to tie you? And Krishna thought, why not? This great Supreme Lord, who cannot be tied by anyone, who is known in Bhagavatam as Swarat, completely independent, became dependent on his devotee. That's why in Bhagavatam there's a nice saying, Aham bhakta paradina, hi ashvatantra ivadvija, sadhubir grasta hridayo, bhaktai bhakta janapriyaha. Lord Vishnu says to Durvasa Muni that, O Durvasa, please know that even though I am independent, actually I'm completely dependent on my devotees. This is the part no one understands. Why? Because my devotees have given their hearts to me. They control their senses and their minds, and they give everything to me. Now, we have been going for so many programs. This year, for Kartik Maas, I think we have about 39 programs. And these devotees have been coming with us for all the programs. And this is one after. Today we have 4 programs. This is program number 2. So there are 2 more actually. And they are all tired because they are working Monday to Friday. And they have all the things there. But despite all the difficulties, they are moving and moving and moving. And this is the mood of a devotee. So therefore, Krishna surrendered to Mother Yashoda, and the 2 inches of rope that we talk about, they represent 2 very important qualities. The first quality is the quality of endeavor. When you endeavor for Krishna, Krishna becomes very pleased. Another important thing about endeavor is the more you endeavor, naturally you become surrendered. Isn't it true? The more you endeavor for Krishna, the more naturally you become humble, you become attentive, and you become surrendered. It's very natural. The second inch represents the mercy of Krishna. No matter what you do, without his mercy, you cannot complete it. Deep Prabhu and Mataji have called all of you to come. You had a desire to come, you put your endeavor and you came. But don't forget, you would not have been able to step into this room without his mercy. If he did not sanction it, you can't walk through. That is a fact. If Krishna sanctions, today we can wake up alive. If Krishna doesn't sanction, tomorrow when we go to sleep, next morning we are gone. This is Krishna. So 2 inches, very important. Mother Yashoda surrendered and Krishna gave his mercy and the rope was tied. That's it. And in that way, Mother Yashoda became completely happy and Krishna became completely peaceful. This is the beauty of the pastime. So this pastime is spoken in such a way that it is not meant just for the ritualistic idea of hearing Krishna Katha. Tava Katha Amritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Shrimaratatam Bhuvi Granantiye Bhuride Janaha. In the Gopi Geet, the gopis sing this. They say, Krishna, the words that describe you are like nectar. Any katha about you is nectar. Isn't it true? Now we heard about half an hour of just katha on Krishna. How pleasing it was, isn't it? Will you ever forget the story of Dwarkadish? You won't. Next time you go and see Dwarkadish, you remember the sweeper. And hopefully you remember Dwarkadish also. This is the greatness of Krishna. Therefore, anything related to Krishna is always beautiful. It is illuminating. It rids your material hankerings. It frees you from envy. And it frees you from anxiety. Always remember that. Nothing in this material world can free you of hankering, anxiety, and envy. The only thing that material things in the world will do is to perpetuate these things. They won't decrease these things. And that is why Mother Yashoda went back and she was very peaceful. So what does this pastime tell us? This pastime tells us 2 very important things. Remember, we started off with the idea of unconditional love. Kunti Mata went through so much difficulty in life. Did she blame Krishna? She said, Krishna, what a hopeless person you were. I prayed to you so much, you never took care of me. No. Every difficulty she had, she said, let them come back again, over and over, because in these difficulties, I can remember you. What a daring prayer to ask for difficulties so that I can remember Krishna. This is the mood of Kunti Mata. Look at Mother Yashoda. In all her humility, how many times she prayed to Krishna? He was a little boy, but she was so surrendered to him. We must learn this from the great devotees. Surrender, mercy. And what composes surrender? Endeavor, attention. When you have attention to Krishna, you have attraction to Krishna. And both of this must be on the platform of endeavor. Work hard for Krishna, and there is no karma. Work hard for yourself, and the whole load of karma falls on your head. That is Shastra. Any questions? Yes, Deep Prabhu.
Meaning of Damodar to everyone.
So the meaning of Damodar is actually this katha. This is the significance of why we celebrate Damodar. The word Damodar means one whose belly is tied by the ropes of love. So in Damodar month, we hear the katha. We take back this katha to think how it can change the way we view Krishna and worship Krishna. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to chant Damodar Ashtakam. Prabhu, were you given you have it?
Forwarded,
You forwarded it. We're going to chant a very important Ashtakam, 8 verses that are always chanted during this Damodar month. You all have it in your phone. This is the time to look at your phone. Why do we chant these verses? Because they were spoken to Narada Muni by Satyavrat Muni very, very many years ago. As you chant these verses, each one of us will come forward, maybe in 2s and 3s, and you will light a lamp, right? Mataji will be here. Mataji, do you have some achaman, water? You can put some water so that everyone can actually take some achaman. Don't drink it, just wash your hand with it. Then Mataji is going to give you a lamp, and the lamp will be lit. Now offer it to Lord Damodar. Offer it to him. Offer it to Mother Yashoda. And when you offer it, let your prayer be that all the ignorance that is in my heart, let it be dissipated by the lamp of knowledge. And the lamp of knowledge is the beautiful pastime of Krishna. That is the significance of Damodar. Everyone good? Yes, Prabhu, please.
In Bhagavad Gita, we say the karma yoga.
Yes.
So we are heavily into karma yoga. We are doing our jobs, etc. So how does this go into bhakti yoga? In the sense,
Very good question. Very good question. Prabhu's question? Yes, that's the one. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You just do that and you drop. Yes. Now, Prabhu's question is very good, and I'll end it with this very important answer.
I do now?
No, you wait first. When we start, you can like. Now, Prabhu has brought up this point. In Bhakti, in Bhagavad Gita, you will read a chapter 3 and chapter 5 particularly. They speak about Karma Yoga, right? And Krishna says there to Arjuna that Arjuna, whatever that you're working now for, you are now in trouble because you are thinking that you have to work for yourself. And when you work for yourself and you want the results of the work for yourself, then it will bind you to this material world. So Krishna says, whatever work that you do, O Arjuna, do it for my satisfaction. When you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna, then you become an instrument in his hands. Nimitta matra bhavya savya sachi. Become an instrument in the hand of Krishna. So when we perform karma yoga, the karma that we are doing is activity, Prabhu. But the work that we are doing, the way we should do it is we should offer it to Krishna. In other words, whatever result that comes from the work is not ours to keep. It must be offered to Krishna. Which means when we offer the work to Krishna, we are not attached to the results. We will do our best. But you and I know no matter how well you do your work, the outcome is never fully under your control. Because outcome is always in his control. But where bhakti comes in is, whatever that you need to offer in karma yoga must be offered with bhakti. You see the point, Prabhu? So therefore, that is why in Bhagavad Gita, the highest form of worshipping Krishna, whether you are doing jnana yoga, which is the pursuit of knowledge, whether you perform karma yoga, where you are performing activities for Krishna's satisfaction, the denominator for both is bhakti. You must perform it with devotion. Where there is no devotion, there is no bhakti. Then it's very hard not to be attached to the results. You will become attached to it. But if you are devoted to Krishna, you will channel it to Krishna. Does that help, Prabhu? That is the confluence between karma, jnana and bhakti. So remember, the Bhagavad Gita is really about bhakti. But for practical purposes, you have to work. Work in devotion to Krishna. Work in love for Krishna. If you remember that Krishna is your employer, okay, every morning what you should do is, you get employed by Krishna. So you go to work, you sign your employment contract. Your employment contract is with Krishna. Now, when you sign your employment contract with Krishna, he's your employer. You will work better than if you work for your normal employer. Because it's God you're working for. And you will do the best. But once you finish your work at the end of the day, you will resign from your work. Very important. The problem with most of us is we take the fruits of the work because we think it belongs to us. That's where we get caught. The devotee doesn't. He's a contract worker, day-to-day hire. In the morning, he signs contract with Krishna. In the evening, he resigns and say, Krishna, whatever I work for, nimitta matra bhavya savya sachi, it is yours now. Tomorrow morning, sign contract again. Tomorrow evening, terminate the contract. When you go home, you don't bring any of your work with you. You sit and you remember Krishna. And even if you have to bring home work, which is what happens to most of us, you have just extended your contract. At some point, you have to end it also. That is Karma Yoga. Is that helpful? Because we are all working. So we have to be very mindful of how we work. Mataji, we are ready. I'm going to start chanting. You light one lamp and then you start lighting all the lamps. Yeah, he can do it. Ash, you can come forward. And Prabhus, you help to regulate if you need to. Matajis will go first, or if it may be easier, those who are seated in front, you can go first. I think it's easier. Otherwise, what will happen is you start moving up and down. Those in front come forward. You can each take 1, 2, 3 lamps because it's space enough, and you can all do it at the same time, and you can light it and sing Krishna's names. Prabhu, watch. If Mataji needs any help, just help them. Vaslu, Prabhu. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam. If you have it before you, you can sing. Satkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kaladavamahanam Paramrishtam Madhyam Tato Drutya Gopya Yashoda Biyolu Kaladavamahanam Paramrishtam Madhyam Tato Drutya Gopya Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamanam Haribol Mamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kaladhavamahanam Paramrishtamadhyam Tato Drutya Gopya Yashoda Biyolu Kaladhavamahanam Paramrishtamadhyam Tato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Vijantam Paramboja Yugme Nasatam Kanetram Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Vijantam Paramboja Yugme Nasatam Kanetram Muhu Swasakam Ka Trirekha Kakanta Srita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Bhagam Muhu Swasakam Ka Trirekha Kakanta Srita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Bhagam Iti Drikswalilabi Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajan Tamakyapayantam Haribol Tidrikswalilabi Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajan Tamakyapayantam Tadishitanye Shubhaktai Jitatvam Puna Prematastam Satha Vritti Vande Tadishitanye Shubhaktai Jitatvam Puna Prematastam Satha Vritti Vande Param Deva Moksham Naha Mokshavadeva Nachanyam Rineham Varishadapiham Param Deva Moksham Naha Mokshavadeva चान्यं हृदेऽहं त्वरेषरपीयम् इदं ते वपूर्णाथ गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्या विरस्तं ति मन्ये वपूर्णाथ गोपालबालम् मे मनस्या विरस्तं ति मन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्बोजम् अद्यन्तनीलै ऋतं कुन्तलैस्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्याः ते मुखाम्बोजम् अद्यन्तनीलै ऋतं कुन्तलैस्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्याः मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तादरं मे मनस्या विरास्ताम् अलं लक्षलाभे मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तादरं मे स्याविरास्ताम् अलं लक्षलाभे नमो देवः दामोदर अनन्तविष्णु प्रसीदा प्रबोधो कजलाभिमग्नम् नमो देवः दामोदर अनन्तविष्णु हरि हरि सीदा प्रबोधो कजलाभिमग्नम् इदं कृपा दृष्टिवृष्याति दिनं बतानु ग्रहाणे क्षमामग्न्यमेदाक्षि दृशया दृष्टिवृष्याति दिनं बतानु ग्रहाणे क्षमामग्न्यमेदाक्षि दृशया कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धः मुत्यैव यादम् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिध्वजौ कृतौ च बद्धः मुत्यैव यादम् कृतौ ध्वजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वखं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिदामोदरेह प्रेम भक्तिं की न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिदामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय तविश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय तविश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रिया श्रीमती राधा रानी की तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकाय त्वदीया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् त्वदीया प्रियाय हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण I can't hear everyone. Keep chanting. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Jai Damodar Ji ki, Jaya Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Vrindavana Dham, Jaya Vrindavana Dham. Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Shri Shri Damodar Ashtakam ki, Jai Shri Radha Damodar ji ki, Jai Shri Yashoda Maiya ki, Shrimati Radha Rani ki, Jai Shri Giri Govardhan ki, Jai Shri Gopashtami Maho Maho Sattva ki, Jai Shri Shri Radha Madana Mohan ji ki, Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda ji ki, Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopinath ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnavind ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Huh? You are going to offer now? Okay. You can put it there. You should have put it there earlier. You can put it here. You can, shall I move it? Yeah. That's okay. So Bhoga is going to be offered. We'll give it 5 minutes. So we chant Krishna's names while Bhoga is being offered. I think some of you may have to do your lamps also. That will be good. Thank you very much for coming together. Before we continue with the kirtan, please remember, Deep Prabhu, you've been very kind. Deep Prabhu has the best gift that he can give you today, and that's a beautiful pocket edition of the Bhagavad Gita. Very easy to read, very helpful. It's a book that has guided millions of people around the world. So my request is, please take it back with you and start reading. All you need to do is 1 shloka a day. Read it, read the purport, and you will gain so much understanding and knowledge. And then you practically put it into practice. That is very important. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your turn. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now it's your turn. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your turn. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
That Mahaprasad you sing, that is
No, I don't have to. This is done. No problem. I'm offering it in my mind. Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki. Krishna digests prasad very well when we sing. That is the best way for him to accept your prasad. Thank you very much, Prabhus and Matajis. So kind of you to have come, given your time and given your energy. I wish you all the best in your spiritual life. And let us pray for each other that we will understand the form of human birth. Don't take it for granted. No one knows when they are going to leave. The expiry date is there, but we just don't know when it is. Don't waste time. Time is running, and you can never get it back. Use it well for Krishna. And in that way, he will also come to you, and he will give you the time to come to him. It is a fallacy when we say we have no time for Krishna. Time is Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, time is Krishna. Therefore, if Krishna is time, how can we not have time for him? If you don't have time for Krishna, time destroys you. If you have time for Krishna, time frees you. That's why we have a saying, the busiest people in the world are those who have the most free time for Krishna. It's a paradox, isn't it? You will see these sadhus, they are so busy, but they always have time for Krishna. So many devotees are working. We have full-time jobs, but it has never stopped us from having time for Krishna. Please remember that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Deep Prabhu. And I wish you all the best. Married life is around the corner. And you can ask all those with their experience, what an amazing journey it will be. You see, with all the laugh, you can understand, isn't it, what is going to happen?
It's a paradox. You literally just talked about that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I remember when one year after I got married, I met my spiritual master. He said, Devaki, how's your marriage? I said, Maharaj, it's very good. He said, don't lie. You have to say it's good, isn't it? But that's life. But if you put Krishna in the center, then that which is difficult will eventually become bearable. A lot of it is about tolerance. And actually tolerance is in every facet of life, isn't it? You have tolerated me for so long. Now have your prasadam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.